Aloha! Welcome to another edition of Mauna Kea at Home. My name is Jameeka Marshall, and I am an outreach assistant at the International Gemini Observatory, a program of NSF's NORA Lab. Have you ever participated in a citizen science project? Citizen science is a collaboration between scientists and those of us who are just curious or concerned and motivated to make a difference. Everyday people are collecting data by taking photos of clouds and streams, documenting changes in nature, using smartphone sensors to help scientists monitor water and air quality, or playing games to help advance medical research. A citizen science project can involve one person or millions of people collaborating towards a common goal. Typically, public involvement is in data collection, analysis, or reporting. The Globe at Night is a NORA Lab citizen science program in which you can help raise public awareness of the impact of light pollution by measuring the night sky brightness in your area from a computer, tablet, or smartphone. Light pollution threatens not only our right to starlight, but can affect energy consumption, wildlife, and health. More than 200,000 measurements have been contributed from people in 180 countries over the past 14 years, making Globe at Night the most successful light pollution awareness campaign to date. Over 22,000 observations have been submitted this year. Participation is easy and only takes a few minutes. Now, after identifying an area in your community where you'd like to take your observations, your backyard, for example, you're ready to begin. During the campaign dates, you would go outside more than an hour after sunset between 8 and 10 p.m. local time when the moon is not up. Now, the campaign for this month actually ended on October 6, 2021, but I'll still refer to it as we review here how to participate and submit observations. Now that you're ready to begin, your area needs to be ready for you to take your observations. So to do that, turn off as many lights as possible in the surrounding areas. Let your eyes become used to the dark for about 15 or 20 minutes before making your first observation. This will allow you to see more stars. Now, as I said, this month's campaign that was end of September to beginning of October 2021, that campaign ended on October 6th, but I'll refer to it here as we go through this process of how we actually make submit our observations. So you would find out the constellation of the month. And for this past campaign for the Northern Hemisphere, it was Pegasus. Now, if you know where Pegasus is in the night sky, awesome. Then we would just go to the next step. But if you're not familiar with Pegasus or the constellations in the night sky, then we suggest you use astronomy software or one of the many sky map apps or astronomy apps for smartphones. In an upcoming video, I will review how to use free astronomy software on your computer or smartphone to identify constellations in the night sky. Once you've identified the constellation, again here, for example, Pegasus, then you are ready to submit your observations. So you would look up towards Pegasus, up towards the constellation of the month, and just take note of how clear it is or how patchy it is. How many stars can you see? Can you see the full constellation? Is there any lights that are getting in the way? So just take that in as you are looking at Pegasus up towards the constellation of the month. And once you've done that, you're now ready to submit your observations by going to the Globe at Night report page. Now, the Globe at Night report page is very straightforward and simple to use. And I like to make sure that when I start, I've already have my date and time put in. Now, this happens automatically, but sometimes I find myself submitting observations from a previous night, and so I would have to change it. So I like to make sure that I have the correct observation date and time here if I'm not just putting an observation for the current time. So that is adjustable, these fields for observation date and time. And definitely note that the observation time needs to be in the 24-hour format. So this is filled in automatically, again, unless you change it to submit previous observations. Step 2, your location is also automatically added in here if your location is turned on in settings. If your location is not turned on in settings, then you can simply manually choose your location on the map and then simply check this box, location correct, and then you're ready to move on to comments about your location. Very brief. There are some examples here. Simple, are you in a rural area or are you in a suburban area? Are there large buildings or street lights in the vicinity? So just a few brief words to give some context to your location. Step 3 is to think about how dark was the sky that night. So you're hopefully have just come in, or maybe you're still outside with your device looking up at the night sky. And if you are using your device outside, I'd just like to remind you to make sure you're in night mode so that you can preserve your night sky. Your eyes are adjusted to the night sky. So you want to keep that adjustment for your eyes so that you can clearly see as much as possible. So night mode for all devices if it's outside with you as you're making your observations. So you're simply going to choose here which of these images best matches what you can see from your site. Can you only just see Jupiter, or is the sky full of stars? Choose which image best matches what you can see. Step 4 are the sky conditions. Is it clear? Is more than half of the sky covered with clouds, or is more than half the sky cloud covered? So you want to choose which image best matches what you can see at your area. And then give a few brief words to describe the sky conditions. Is it hazy? Are there clouds? Is there any light, city glow around that's interfering with with the night sky darkness? And then step 5, did you use a sky quality meter? Now, if you don't have a sky quality meter, that's no problem. You can simply skip this step. And I'm going to skip this step here because in an upcoming video, we will review what a sky quality meter is, how to use one, and how to use a few apps that can also give you this same data that you can input here. So don't let step 5 throw you for a loop. You can totally skip it. It is optional. And step 6, are you ready to send your data? And if so, simply click Submit Data. Again, here you see there is an area to enter your email address. If you have a SciStarter account, you don't have to have a SciStarter account to submit your Globe at Night data. But SciStarter is a great place to get connected to lots of citizen science projects. And we will look at SciStarter, which does feature NORAD Lab's Globe at Night program, on an upcoming video. So once you've done that, hit Submit Data and you are all set. Okay, so in an upcoming video, we will look at the next campaign, which begins on the 27th of October and runs through November 5th, featuring the constellation Perseus. Now, in that video, we will look at a few night sky map apps that we can use to identify constellations, as well as a free computer software program, Stellarium, that you can use to do the same thing. And we'll go through submitting an actual observation report. So check back here the week of October 27th, 2021 for our next Mauna Kea at Home video featuring the Globe at Night Citizen Science Project. Aloha.